guys and welcome back to my channel. I know, Emma made a video. Oh my god, how rare. I am currently back at uni. I have a job. It's just, I'm trying to balance everything as best I can, and unfortunately, YouTube gets to take a back seat. I'll try my best to give you guys videos, but if there's a little bit more of a delay between them, I'm really sorry, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are studying, so I know you understand of how much workload that comes with it. So I'm going to do my best, but I can't make any promises, and I won't because I don't want to disappoint you guys. But then on the topic of university, I'm going to share with you some of my best and worst uni experiences. I am currently in my third year. I'm so close to finishing my degree. It's slightly terrifying because in my mind, for my entire school career, I've kind of just had, oh, university. It's like this big thing and it's almost over, and now it's terrifying. But you know, one day at a time. Also, do you guys like my t-shirt? It says, it doesn't say fuck plastic, but it's from French Connection. It's a charity t-shirt. It's really cool. If you guys want to link it down below. Hashtag not sponsored. It just look very Emma Sierra 2013. I wore this kind of stuff a lot when I was like 15. So if you stalked me back far enough, or if you were there, you may remember. So for this video, instead of doing best and then worst, I think we're going to tell a good one, tell a bad one, tell a good one, tell a bad one, until God knows how long this video is going to be. They probably will be able to request multiple parts of this video if you like it. So without any further ado, let's get on with this. Let's start with a really kind of cheesy one that made me quite happy. In second year, I took this class about Italy and the Romantics, and we were talking about Corinna, Italy. And there was just one bit where we were talking about the fact that loads of women, whenever they do any physical exercise, they seem to just faint hysterically. And we were talking about oh, you know, the symbolism of women being weak. But then I kind of just had this thought that, you know, that bit in Pirates of the Caribbean or Elizabeth Swan's wearing that corset and she faints and falls off the cliff. So we were talking about that and I literally just went, but you know that bit in Pirates of the Caribbean where Elizabeth, I said that, and everyone just stopped and started to laugh. I made the entire class laugh with it was a semi-serious observation, obviously, but everyone, I didn't expect people to find that really funny, so everyone laughed, and it's just you know that feeling of when you're oh, but they're not laughing at me, obviously, they were laughing at just something I said, and I was I'm someone with anxiety, I'm not the class clown, so when I managed that, I was oh my god, this is my 15 minutes of fame. I don't know, it was just a really nice, it's something nice. If I'm feeling in a weird place, sometimes I think about that and I'm okay, it's fine, I am funny and people do like me. So it just always makes me smile because it's just something so dumb. It is, but I don't know, it makes me happy. Okay, bad uni experience. Let's just go with, I think the worst thing about my university has been my experience in halls in first year. Oh god, it was awful. There's many parts to why it was awful, so I'll just pick one, and I might just keep coming back to this as we go through because there's so many reasons it was awful. It was intercollegiate. So if you guys don't know, I'm in London. So if you guys don't know how the unis work in London, so there's quite a few, and they obviously their own universities. There's UCL, there's King's, there's Imperial, there's LSE, SOAS, there's loads. But because a lot of these unis were colleges, they're all part of University of London, but they're all colleges that essentially got really big and then became their own university, kind of a bigger version of the intercollegiate system at Oxbridge. It's just a bigger kind of version of that. So what happens is yeah, unis have their own accommodations, but they also have intercollegiate halls, and on the recommendation of my mum and brother, whom I have still not forgiven them for this, they told me to go catered, and the only catered accommodation is the intercollegiate halls. Any halls from your uni provides, they are not catered, you have to cook for yourself, which I really wanted to do so much, and I'm sure you guys have seen my cooking evolution. But my mum and my brother were no, go catered. So I did. It was horrible. I didn't get my own bathroom. Obviously I went to share a bathroom with the entire, bit of my floor. It was awful. So is there were basically nobody from my fucking university was there. I have one friend from halls and I haven't seen her in over a year. So, and she went to SOAS. That's very far away. So obviously then there'd be no social context otherwise in which I would see them, which meant that it was so hard to make any fucking friends from halls. It just wasn't. I just couldn't, And I know some people love halls, oh, they find it great. Mine was awful. It was this awful building. I'll go into more detail about that later, but like, the main thing was, there was just nobody from my uni, and if there was somebody there from my uni, I wouldn't know, because they most likely wouldn't be on my course. I have no classes with them. They might not even be in first years, so there's like there was nothing. It was so hard because there'd be no shared social context and anything like that, which meant it was just like, it was so fucking lonely. It was awful. Like, watch those videos from that time, like, because I did weekly vlog during that, and I look at it and I'm like, I'm like borderline depressed, genuinely. Like, that's why my weekly vlog was always on time, always well edited, and I was making quite a lot of videos because I had nothing else to do. The less videos I'm making, the busier I am. I just didn't, like, I just literally had no social life in first years. It was really sad. What? No, I'm not filming this at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna get progressively more pale as I try and increase. I was trying to say iOS, but it's ISO. Yeah. It's basically, it was shit. It's so multifaceted, but I hated it because there was basically nobody from my university, so it was so hard to make friends. Or like convenient friends. But then the problem is, I never see the other girl because there's no overlap that we would even run into each other. Okay, now a good thing. Probably my best night out was during the summer, at the end of the summer, the last time I went out with my friends. We went to this club called Roxy. We already went out quite late. We go there like all the time. We're gonna stop going there because we've been there too much. We need to expand our club horizon. But yeah, we were there and we were having a really, really good time. And like, I often, like, if there's a photographer, I'll often like ask them about their camera. Like I did this quite recently, and they were talking about like, I said the lens I have on this camera, and they said, oh, get like a thinner lens because then like the depth of field is better. So I was like, ooh, I want to do that. And essentially I ended up, the photographer was really nice. He ended up taking a lot of photos of me. There were a lot of good ones as well, not really atrocious ones. Not the point, but like we were just all having like a really, really good night. And then me and one of my other friends, we then left and we went on a walk. Our drunk asses went on a really long walk. We walked, if those of you who don't know, Roxy is Roxy in Soho? Is that Soho? It's just above Oxford Street. And we walked all the way to, I'll put a little map here. We walked all the way to Regent's Park and we walked to Primrose Hill. We walked to the top of the hill. The intention was to watch the sunrise. That didn't happen because it was cloudy, which is really annoying. I was like, ugh. But we just had such a nice time. We walked 8 kilometers, mind you. We just had such a nice time and we walked to the top of the hill, and the view from there, if you've ever been or if you've watched my vlogs when I've gone, it's amazing and I absolutely adore it. And it's just the nicest, it's probably my favourite place in London. Like, I absolutely adore it. It's my favourite place to take people. It's like, hey, this is this cool special place that you probably, most tourists, like, I don't think very many tourists go up there. I think it's mainly Londoners who go up there, which is also really, really nice. So it's just so lovely. And after that, we did everything to try and find a McDonald's, but none were open. They would only open at like 6 and it was like 5:30 and we just could not be bothered to wait. So then we ended up getting an Uber back to mine because I don't live too far. And then we just like sat at the kitchen table like taking off our makeup. And we were having such nice chats and it was just so lovely. And it's like, I even said at the time, you know when something already feels like it's going to be a really good memory, and like that was just one of those moments. And it was just so, it was really nice. And it's like, it's funny because London, people say London is like this enormous city, but to me it's not. If you live here, it just doesn't, I don't think it feels like that, because every area feels like a little town, like a little village, because a lot of the places have their own little high streets. So it kind of just feels like you've gone from one little town to another little town, because you know the kinds of people who live there and the way the houses look and all of that, and the atmosphere changes so much between each individual place. Like, they're very diverse. Well, I don't know how diverse, but like they're quite diverse and they have their own distinct personality, each area. So that's just something nice. Like, I feel like that's something, when I was in the States recently, I went to New York, and that's one of the things that I then ended up appreciating London for, because New York is like block after Manhattan, it's like block after block after block. But London is like, it's just like little villages, and it's so lovely. I think if you're going to talk about best uni experiences, just the fact that I've been in this city, like, yeah, okay, I've said that it can be really fucking lonely, but also, because I've talked about living alone and being alone, I'll link that there for you. But I would have been so miserable if I'd have been anywhere else. Like, when I go visit some of my friends and stuff, I'm at their uni, I'm like, okay, this so suits you, but fuck, I would have been so sad had I had to be here. Because I'm in London as much for yeah, I love my university, I love my course, but I don't think there's that much social life surrounding my uni. I'm not really in any of the societies, I don't do any of the sport. I don't know how active that side of the uni is. I will do an entire video on very specifically my university and my degree, but when I leave. So if you guys can wait 6 months, you'll have all, no, it's not tea, but I feel like a lot of you are very curious. Some of you know, but you all have been gracious enough to not like put that all over the internet, thanks guys. But I will do an entire like in-depth video because I know it's just a very useful resource, especially because like making those decisions, they're big ass decisions, so you want to get it right. But I don't think there's that much like social life attached to it, so I am here for the city, and I do get the most out of a city. Like, if you watch my weekly vlog, you'll know. It's one of the reasons I love doing it, because I'm like, look at all these cool places in London that I know. These are my favourite places. I really, really want to do like 48 hours, 36 hours in like London edition, like just like showing you guys around. Because my idea with my channel direction is to do 1 video a week. So I was doing 3 at one point. I don't know who that bitch is because she's gone. I want to do 1 a week, but I want to do a good 1 a week. Really well edited, lots of effort. This is a, oh my god, I actually have time, I'm gonna make something kind of video. Where was I going with this? But yeah, it's just so nice to explore London, and especially central London. The more especially you walk it, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That's why I think mentally the idea of going on an 8-kilometer hike didn't faze us. Also because we were kind of drunk, so you know, that was there too. But it was just so lovely, and it made me so like happy, and I don't know, it's just really special to me, and it's really nice. Okay, a bad one. Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you about when me and one of my friends almost died, or rather we almost got murdered. This is a true fucking story. I'm not gonna go into too much detail in it because I don't really want to relive that again and again as I edit this, and I'm pretty sure my friend doesn't want to either. Because it's one of the things we tell people to be like, be fucking careful, okay? Like, I've been with someone before and they've just said, oh, I've got a text that one of my friends got mugged outside of one of the clubs we go to a lot. So it's like, okay, London is a city. Cities are dangerous. Like, they just fucking are. I feel very comfortable here, especially, you know, in the areas that I frequent. I'm always very comfortable. Doesn't mean you should be any less aware. By the way, complacency kills. Did I come up with a slogan? that wasn't meant to alliteration. We had gone on a Halloween. Yeah, I'll tell you this entire story because it's so fucking tragic. So we'd gone on a Halloween. We were part of a society. This is in first years. We were part of a society. We were part of fashion society, and we were gonna go on Halloween like club night. They organise a lot of the societies are basically if you're not from the UK. Basically, like every single society in any UK university is essentially a front for drinking with a common interest. All of them. So we were going to Fashion Stock always put you on the list for like loads of really good clubs. That is why we have been to Mahiki so many fucking times. If anybody wanted context for that, do yourself a favour and Google like all the pictures of like Kate Middleton, Prince Harry and Prince William like stumbling out of Mahiki. It makes me feel good about myself. Also, Meghan Markle's having a baby. Can we just discuss that? Anyway, not the point. I so digress. Anyway, dark as fuck. That's just, there we go. So we'd preed in my halls. This is me and one other person. You all go out, like loads of you go out with like 20 people. I'm like, if I've managed to get more than 5 people together, it's a fucking miracle, and I think it's only happened once. Just the once. And high-key my organisation, but still it only happened once. So we were going, it was Halloween, we were dressed up, we were drunk, we didn't actually know where the club was. And if you know me, or I'm just going to tell you, there is a direct correlation between the more I drink and the more posh my accent gets. I know a lot of people, you know, when you drink your accent comes out. Yeah, mine, because I grew up in, for those of you who don't know, I grew up in Yorkshire, so you'd expect me to end up with a Yorkshire accent. No, I go like full posh. It's quite embarrassing. So basically, we had to go to eat, we had to go to Earl's Court, which is like in a posher area of London. And it was called the Vaudeville Club. So, and when I'm drunk, I have no social anxiety, like I don't care. So I was going up to people going, I'm terribly sorry, excuse me, I'm terribly sorry. Do you know where the Vaudeville Club is? So I did this so many times, and like my friend just would not stop me. She would be like, okay, yeah, go ahead. I Vaudeville Club. I just, I did this so many times. And then we arrived late because we got lost, and then they didn't want to let us in because apparently we hadn't come early enough. So I think because we were there after 10, I saw it was like 5 minutes after 10, by the way, that they just didn't want to let us in for free. They wanted us to pay. It was only £10, but we just didn't want to do it. For some of you, only £10. It's going to be like, what do you mean 10 fucking pounds? The most I've paid for club entry in London is 20 quid. Okay, if you're all recovered from your fainting, okay, let's move on. For context, in other cities, it can be like 3 or 5 quid. Why have I gone here? It's expensive. Anyway, so they just wouldn't let us in. And then, because we're drunk, well, when I'm not stubborn, I'm determined. It's all about how you phrase these things, guys. Like, I was like, no, I was not having it. I was like, you know what? No, we're on this list. We're allowed to be in there. This is not fucking fair. We are leaving and taking our business elsewhere. And by elsewhere, I mean we went to, what was it? Did we go to KFC? I think we went to KFC because there was no McDonald's. Yeah, so we tried to get some like, you know, they're not chicken nuggets, but like weird popcorn things. So we went and had those. They're not as nice. No matter how, like, there is a direct correlation between how yummy chicken nuggets are and how drunk you are from McDonald's, but like the KFC ones, that correlation doesn't exist. They're kind of like always kind of gross. Do you guys agree? Oh my god, let's do a poll! There's a helicopter literally right above my window. When we got back, we went back to my halls. This is when I was still in halls, and we were sat outside on the, of the halls on the steps, like getting some like fresh air, trying to like sober up a bit. On the other side of the, but then we got told off for sitting there. We had to sit across the street, and then as we were sat there, these like, this is still hazy to me, these two guys walked past, look at us and go, oh, shall we kill them? I freak the fuck out. He freaks the fuck out because, and then we just like run. We fucking run back inside. Like, but obviously we're both drunk. So I just think I've heard this and made this up. She thinks she's just heard this and made this up, and we just both wanted to go inside. So we're just there like, we both know that we've heard this. We both know, they were like dodgy looking blokes. Like, we know that we heard this. But then we went back to my room and we didn't say anything to each other because we were like that freaked out. And then like a lot later, once we were like feeling better, we were like, did you hear that too? And it was very, like, it was just so uncomfortable because they were approaching us, and I've never told my parents this story, so mum, dad, I'm really sorry. I probably shouldn't have mentioned this, but then he would have never let me go outside again. There is more to this story, but I'm not going to share it. It doesn't have the full impact of the story because I can't tell you the rest of it. But my friend was meant to be staying with me, but then when I woke up a lot later, because I like passed out asleep, she was gone. And then that scared the absolute shit out of me, and I tried to ring her and stuff, but it was so like early morning that like she wouldn't pick up. So I was just like, ha ha. Yeah, it was just so uncomfortable. So then the next morning, because she'd left a load of her stuff, we met again, and then because we were both then completely sober, we had this discussion and we had both heard it. And then when she'd walked back, she was on the phone with her friend, and then she'd seen a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into that, but then it just completely corroborated what we think we'd like experienced while we were drunk. So yeah, we could basically, it's the kind of thing where had we been a bit more drunk, neither of us do drugs, but like had we been like high or something, we could have ended up in a really, really awful situation, like in a dumpster. So that is why that's one of the reasons that now in this city I never ever get like that drunk. you know, as in like, I will always make sure that I have a certain level of wit about me so that I know that I'm going to be fine and I will never be alone. And it's like, you have to be so careful in like a city, because there are just like, think about it this way, because there are more people, there is a high, like, with the same percentage of like murderers is the same. If there's more people, there are just going to be more people who can kill you. So yeah, that's our near murder experience. Lots of fun. So I just like, as like a thing to everyone, just like, please, I know going out and getting like totally wasted is like so much fun, but don't fucking do it in a city. I don't care how many people you're with. It's so easy to break away from a group by accident. It's so easy, especially if there's more of you, it's so easy for like nobody to notice that you've gone. Like, please just be careful. People get mugged here. People get stabbed here. Like, that's a thing. Like, I've heard people describe Aries as a bit stabby. So, like, if you are in a city, please be careful. I don't like saying this, but especially if you're a girl, you just have to be more careful. It's an unfucking fair fact of life, but it's one. There's a lot of knife crime in London, if anybody didn't know, so it's a high possibility. Let's end on something positive. There is more to that story if it seems a little bit disjointed, but there's bits I don't want to share, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've got a list on the worst of the top it is. When we almost died. I put my 19th on as a worst memory, but I'm not entirely sure why. Because I can't remember half of it. There we go. I think the reason my 19th was not great was because I don't remember that much of it, which I find such a shame. And mainly because I was going through like a lot of like personal stuff at that moment. I think my reasoning was, oh, I'm not in a great place to begin with. If I have more to drink, I'll obviously have a better time. Which is not what happened. I had fun. Everything I remember was great, but then I just don't remember very much. And that is something that's only happened to me ever twice, that I haven't been able to remember things, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much and it makes me feel so uncomfortable and I can't stand it. That's why I just don't really drink that much. This video should just be UK university drinking culture, lol. There's a lot of it. Apparently it's getting better, but there's a lot of it. But my best, obviously I put my 20th, so I'll just raise a vlog from my 20th birthday if you guys want to see it up there. It was the nicest birthday I think I've ever had. Like, I think was my 18th good? What did I do for my 18th? I can't remember what I did for my 18th. What the hell did I do for my 18th? Oh, we had dinner! Oh, we had a dinner! Oh, that was so sweet. Yeah, my 17th was not good. My 18th was really good. My 19th was alright. My 20th was really good. Oh, great. Does that mean my 21st is gonna be like a fucking piss awful? Wonderful. Okay, try and break tradition. My 20th was lovely. We did karaoke. We did it at this place called Karaoke Box Soho. If you guys are interested, there are like 12 of us. It's quite sad because one of my best friends was in the States at the time, so she couldn't come, and I'm sort of really annoyed about it because I'll talk about it to her and then I'll forget she wasn't there, because like with everyone who was there, it makes so much sense for her to have been there. So I'm like, Bobby, I miss you. She's back. I'm so happy she's back. Anyway, this was ages ago. It was just so much fun because, you know, I got to have the people I love around me. Also, Chris just loves it when it's like him and then a bunch of girls. Even though they're all obviously about my friends, but it's like he really enjoys it. It's quite funny. But he's so like, he gets on with everyone really well, and basically everyone gets on really well. My old school friends get on well with my university friends. Some of them know each other anyway, and it was just such a lovely bunch of human beings, and we just had so much fun. And it's just, oh, it's like, you know, when you're seeing like, this is my social life from my perspective. Like, a lot of these people don't see each other very often, if ever. So it was just nice to see all of that together, and it just gives me this warm fuzzy feeling of like, I love all of you. And then singing karaoke, I can't sing. I'm sure you know, or rather don't. Okay, if you've never heard me sing, there's a reason. Like, I just can't sing at all. So me drunk, singing Barbie Girl is an event. And I'm sure that like, of my like my subscribers, like, I'm sure this will make sense to a lot of you guys. Like, you'll be able to see that. I'd like to think. It was just wonderful, and like, I've always been a person, like, I have never been like a massive social butterfly. I'm getting way better, but I've never been like a huge social butterfly, and I have always tried to be as careful as possible about picking my friends, because I can't do friend breakups. Like, I seem to have, in every stage of my life, there seems to be like one big one, and I hate them. I can't do them. I can't do breakups anyway very well. Like, I love having like my babies, you know, and like I love all of my friends like as much as like, you know, you can, and it was just so lovely, and they're all such wonderful people, and oh, I love my friends, they're so cute. They're just good eggs. I'm friends with so many good eggs, and I'm so grateful for, like, that's one of the best thing about the university is 100% the people I've met. Like, especially even now, I thought like, oh, third year I'm not gonna make any like more new friends, but then I've started like through one of my other friends getting to know more people who like I kind of knew them anyway, but like getting to actually hang out with them and like be like, oh wait, you're a cool person, I like you. And like it's just been really fun having my friends then introduce me to other people. I'm like, oh hi, and it's been really fun, and I really enjoy it. Like the other day, one of my friends introduced me to somebody, get this, who also really wants a Pomeranian, and who has also named it and knows exactly the colour she wants, and she's my age and she's also been in a relationship for ages, and I'm just like, are you my spirit animal? Because I think you are. And it's just, it's nice, it's great, and like some of the, definitely the best times have been when I've been able to like text someone being like, hey, are you free, can we hang out? And they've been like 5 minutes later being like, yeah, sure, see you in 10. Oh, what a wonderful human being. They've been great, because I hate, okay, that's not true. I love planning things like ages in advance, but also that makes it difficult because people cancel and stuff. One really tricky thing about London is trying to get a hold of people. And most of the time, yeah, you can't walk to someone's house. That's just not how it works. So with everyone being in very different locations, like there's not one student location, if that makes sense. We just kind of live everywhere that's cheap. It is a bit more difficult to get a hold of people, especially then if you're going into class and you don't have one with them on different days, and like, because there are multiple libraries, you might be in a different one, and it's a bit tricky. So you have to make an effort, and then if there's somebody that you're finding it like hard with, you're not gonna like run into them to be able to resolve any issues you have. So that does make it really difficult. So if you are in a London uni, just make sure like you have to communicate a lot more with your friends. You can't like expect to run into them and be like, oh, you know, catch you later, because that's just not gonna happen. I'll leave on a good one as well. Living in London, for fuck's sake, it's been fantastic. Even if I never get to live in this city again for whatever reason, I'm so happy that I've done it. And a city makes me happy. I will make more videos on London. I want to enjoy it more, get the most out of it, and yeah. I'm gonna leave this video here to not give myself too much to edit. My feet are completely dead, and I look like Emma from 2015. Here's a photo. Did I find a photo? Here is a photo. You know what? Leave me maybe what your best, let's keep it positive. Best uni experience, or worst if it's really funny. Either way, smiles and giggles all around, guys. What am I, 8? But let's keep everything positive. That's why like I can't do a worst of video, because I'm like, but I don't like being negative, especially online, unless I'm bitching about something in a funny way. Like subscribe and all that jazz. I'm really gonna try and with videos, guys. It's so hard to find time. Basically, the only thing I can get sacrifice is sleep, but I need that too. So you see the problem here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Did I say like, subscribe and all that jazz, or didn't I? Oh my god. Ow, 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 ow. I feel nothing in my legs. Oh my god.